Hi, I'm Gale Tedhams. I'm Director of Sustainability for Owens Corning, and this is session 3 of our video series on LEED version 4. And today we're going to do a deeper dive into the materials and resources credit and talk about product disclosures. By the end of this session, you'll be able to understand material disclosures, the environmental product declaration credit. We'll review an environmental product declarations, and you'll know also what a whole building LCA means. So for the LEED Materials and Resources credit, the option 1 for building disclosure is to use at least 20 different permanently installed products sourced from at least 5 manufacturers to meet one of the following: to either have a specific life cycle assessment, have an industry environmental product declaration, or have a product-specific environmental product declaration. And each one of those has successfully more value, starting with a quarter of a product all the way up to a one full product. It's specifically for the industry environmental product declaration. The manufacturer must be explicitly recognized as being a participant by the program operator. So part 2 of this credit is optimization. And that has to comply with the following criteria of that third-party certified products demonstrate improvement below industry standards of 3 of the 6 categories that we talked about from the LCA impact. This has been a difficult credit to obtain because of the really lack of standards yet around all the environmental product declarations. But the environmental product declaration itself is the basis for both of these credit areas. Let's talk about the environmental product declaration. So this is the actual reporting or communication mechanism for the results of a life cycle assessment that we talked about in the prior session. So the life cycle assessment is many, many pages of a lot of detail around the modeling and the calculations for all the impacts. The environmental product declaration boils that down into a more readable and informational piece. You can kind of think of it as the description of the nutrition label on a food package. There's information about the basic materials that are used to build the product, the description of how the product is manufactured, and then it gets into all of the impact areas. There's also a transparency brief. The transparency brief or transparency summary, is only 2 pages, front and back, and it identifies the impact areas, and it tells you exactly how those are measured, as well as the numerical impacts for that particular product. And it gives you a little more in layman's terms how these impact areas are described or the definition of them. So it's a quick reference tool for you. And on the back of the transparency summary, there's also a summary of the materials that go into the product, as well as all the different certifications for the product, such as recycled content. So it's really a handy guide for how this product has been assessed. Let's talk a little bit about the Building Life Cycle Impact Reduction Credit. That's now available through LEED version 4 for architects to really measure the life cycle assessment of the entire building. So the whole building LCA option really captures the impact of the building itself, not just individual products, by adding those products together. It's available for new construction only, and there's several options for looking at the buildings through reuse of blighted buildings and such. There must be a 10% reduction in 3 of the 6 impact categories when compared to a reference design. Again, this is a credit area that is not widely used yet, but as more environmental product declarations are issued for products and the understanding of whole building life cycle assessment is gained, there will be more activity around this credit. So Owens Corning has many products with environmental product declarations, and here's a general list of those. We also have guides, matrix guides, to guide you to the different credit areas for LEED and how all of our products contribute to those. So next time we'll be talking about the product disclosures for sourcing of raw materials and material ingredients. That will be session 4. So please join us again for the continuation of the LEED 4 videos.